Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking from loymachedo.com, and it was Loy Machedo. Today is February 14, 2016. My dog is coming in. Alright, time right now is 6:46. My dog loves to come and sit on my lap when I do the video. But you also want to come? Okay, come. Sure. Okay, thank you. So we have two dogs doing this show along with me. Thank you very much. Okay, now can we all sit? Alright, just wanted to share with you an incident that took place at the RAK half marathon that was on February 12th. Okay, I took part in the RAK half marathon, and it was a great event. It was absolutely great, well organized, everything perfect. It was a good experience. However, after the race, there was this prize distribution where they were picking up, because it was the 10th anniversary, they were picking up 10 lucky winners. And some people would get 10,000 dirhams, okay, cash, while some others would get 10,000 points to, take part in the race. And some people take part in all races on Premier Online. And one person actually got 10,000 dirhams worth of, medical checkup in RAK hospital. Okay. So as they were giving these prizes, they were calling on bib numbers. We were just waiting there. In the sun, and it was pretty sunny. It was getting warm, so a lot of people who had finished the marathon were waiting there. So as I think it was somewhere around 11 o'clock. So even though the marathon finished by, people finished by like 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10, they actually had to wait for 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So as they were calling out numbers, some people were there, some were not there. From one corner, I was sitting at the grandstand on the right-hand side. Somebody actually fainted, and there was a little bit of commotion. And then the announcer on the stage, the EMC, he called on the medic. He said, "We have an issue here. We need a medic." So he announced 1 or 2 or 3 times, and finally, a medic, a lady did arrive. But I was sitting at the grandstand. I could see the other grandstand, and over there was this chap who comes in all the RAK half marathons. I know him as a director. He's obviously the director of RAK Hospital. So he was wearing this doctor's outfit, the coat that the doctor wears, and he was sitting on the sofa, just sitting like this, his legs crossed, sitting in nicely. So when the person fainted, he was still sitting there, just looking. And then looking here and looking there. So get a picture, okay? Get this. I'm sitting here. I'm watching what is happening. On the right side is a guy who's fainted. Obviously, you can't see who is he specifically because there are a lot of people. And straight in front is a doctor. Who's sitting on a sofa or sitting on a nice luxurious chair. And he's sitting like this. And one hand up, sitting looking. He sees someone fainted there. And the MC is announcing, "We need a medic. We need a medic." This guy doesn't move. He doesn't budge. And, the people who are sitting with me are, we are like, there's a doctor there. Why isn't he moving? So not only me, but everyone else was asking the same question. And this guy didn't budge. And finally, a couple of ladies and nurses, I suppose, or people who are qualified as a medic, in emergency cases, they bought this guy. And it turned out to be a person who I knew. He's Chirag from Saja Boera Striders, and my running colleagues, that was Santosh and Murli, they went, made this guy sit on there, and later on when I spoke to Santosh and Santosh, I spoke to him, he told me that the guy, as stupid as it can be, he did not eat anything, he did not drink anything. That was really stupid, and he needs to get his brains slapped left, right, and center. So after the marathon, somehow, maybe he was dieting or doing something stupid, he decided not to eat anything and he fainted. And Santosh, even though the boy's son was there, Chirag's son was there, he got panic and he decided he would call the mother. And Santosh said, "No, don't do that. There would be absolute panic. It was not required for that." So they helped him recover and they did their job. But this doctor didn't budge. He didn't move. He was more, into the prize distribution movement. So now, I found that very distasteful. I found that very disturbing. I mean, if you look at the American elections, Bernie Sanders, who was giving a speech in the United States, When he was speaking, one guy on stage actually fell down. He collapsed, fainted. Bernie Sanders stopped his speech. He ran to see how the man was. He didn't have to do that, but he was concerned as a human being. And if you actually look at when the fire took place in the Address Hotel, the ruler's son, the Dubai ruler's son, was so concerned about human beings in the hotel, he actually joined the firefighters to fight the fire. That is called leadership. So when you compare these two versus this director of a doctor who was sitting there just watching the drama, for me, this is my view, that showed me what kind of human being he is. It just, I'm not trying to attack him personally, but I just didn't feel like he cared. But let me give you a hypothetical example. Let's assume it was not a bystander, ordinary person. It was not some ordinary folk. It was a VIP, someone from the royal family. Let's assume he fainted. Do you think that doctor, that director would be sitting there looking like this? Had a VIP fainted, had someone from the royal family or some VIP, some big guy fainted there, a sheikh or someone, I'm sure everyone would go running there, and he also would have gone running there just to be there, to show that he cares, just to even maybe move a finger, just to get maybe not just a photograph, but for people to notice that, oh, he cares. And he would stand there, he would be very concerned. Why? Because that is a VIP. That would be someone really big. But, maybe that guy was ordinary, so he didn't care much. I don't know. Maybe he believed in the talent and in the skill level of his subordinates so much that he didn't have to move. But picture this, if it was a VIP, if it was a sheikh, if it was someone really big, I'm sure he wouldn't sit in his place. I'm sure he would jump, he would run, he would tell everyone move, and he would show some concern. So that was the issue that I had, because I didn't see that concern because it was someone ordinary. And now the funny thing about all that is, Premier Online has this amazing policy where after every event, they ask for suggestions and feedback. So I wrote to them, and this is exactly what I wrote to them. Without a doubt, one of the best events to date. Only suggestion: during the prize distribution, a person fainted nearby. There was a VIP doctor sitting in the grandstand who represented RAK Hospital. What shocked me was he didn't even bother to budge from his comfortable seat. He just watched with indifference while plainclothes volunteers ran to help that man. Speaks a lot about this key sponsor and this man. Please do not have such heartless people sponsor your event. That's what I wrote. Now, Premier Online always asks for feedback. I gave them my feedback, what I saw. So this is what they responded to feedback. They said, whilst we appreciate your support of the event, we find your comments about a situation you witnessed, but of which you knew very little about, to be very judgmental, incorrect, and very insulting. Okay? Well, I don't think they knew that this guy is my friend. Okay, his name is Chirag. The lady that ran to assist, as announced, was the director of nursing at RAK Hospital. Well, she's a wonderful human being. I'm very sure, and I know some of these nurses. Okay? RAK Hospital, who were with the casualty in less than 30 seconds. No, they were not there in 30 seconds. They were there after 2 or 3 minutes. I was sitting there at the event. It was not 30 seconds. It was definitely not. It was 2 or 3 minutes. The chief surgeon CEO, to whom you refer, had and always has an excellent team and teamwork as an excellent team. Of course, I totally agree. These people who come down from Asia, who come down from parts of India, they're very caring. There are a lot of doctors who I've met from US, from UK. In fact, when that runner Chirag fainted, there was a lady, I do not know, she's from Europe or something, she actually jumped across the fence just to help that man. So it shows the level of care, love, and concern. Okay, the gentleman, and teamwork is about the right people doing the right job. Fine, I totally agree. The right people should do the right job, but the leader should set the example. Okay, the situation that unfolded was a perfect example of excellent support of RAK Hospital. Afford each runner. Okay, fine. Support. It is those people who are working there, not the gentleman who was sitting on the sofa. Sitting on the sofa doesn't show any support. The gentleman who required assistance was looked after until completely recovered from a self-inflicted episode, having run a half marathon, not having eaten or drunk anything since finishing, and hence suffered the effects. Totally agree with you. Okay? Your insinuation that our medical team, I didn't say the entire medical team, I told that gentleman, that specific guy, okay, are indifferent and quite shocking to us. And it is a shameful statement to make on a public platform. Once again, I didn't say the entire team. I said that gentleman, that specific guy, that guy who's dressed up in a doctor's coat. Well, if he had dressed up as in a suit and without a doctor's coat, I wouldn't have any problem, because he's showing everyone he's a doctor. He's showing everyone, so everyone gives him the respect of being a doctor. So people can identify that he is from the RAK hospital. So why are you wearing a doctor's suit? Why don't you wear just a t-shirt and jeans? The race director was on stage and witnessed the entire episode firsthand. Okay, and has today visited a RAK hospital to both extend the event's appreciation for their continued support and to apologize on behalf of your statement. Well, after sitting there, not doing anything, he goes and apologizes. Okay. So, does it make him a good guy? No, but it definitely makes him a very good businessman. Look, I don't have anything against him. Don't get me wrong. He must be a great guy. He must be a very loving guy. He must be donating millions of dollars to the poor. I don't know him. I'm just telling you what I saw. Maybe he was having a bad day. Maybe he was, maybe he had a mental block or something. Okay, I'm not questioning his integrity. Maybe he's a great guy. He's a fantastic guy. Don't get me wrong. All I'm telling you is that particular moment when I see someone having an accident or I see someone falling down, I just stand there and I look left and right. Obviously, people are going to judge me. Obviously, people are going to say, "What is wrong with you, man? Aren't you a human being?" So it is that one particular moment. I don't know. Maybe he's helping. He's getting treatment for free. Maybe he helps the poor. He takes care of children. He gives free treatment. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I saw. So you don't have to jump the gun and say, yeah, you insulted, blah blah. You wanted feedback. I gave feedback. Relax, chill, take it easy. Okay, then the race director was on stage and witness. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, Sim. We hope you base any future comments on actual knowledge and consider with more care the effects that casual commentary may have. Well, it's very simple. Number one, tell that guy not to wear a doctor's coat, because when someone wears a doctor's coat, we identify that person as being a doctor who will help others and will take care, not supervise from far. Yes, you go there. Oh, yes, you do. At least I understand doctor as someone who really cares, someone who really loves, someone who genuinely feels the pain of others and participates and not takes part as a spectator. That is number one. Second one is, I'm talking of that particular incident. I'm not talking of his character in general. Maybe he's Mahatma Gandhi. Maybe he's Mother Teresa. Maybe he's greater than Nelson Mandela. Fine. Great. Okay. I'm sure the very fact that he has been there for all the events is because he maybe wants to contribute something to the RAK race. Fine. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just talking of that particular incident. And last but not the least, when you're asking for feedback, and then we found it very insulting. Come on, take it easy, man. Chill. You could just say, I appreciate your feedback, but I think you misunderstood the entire event. The person is very genuine, very caring. I just feel that you were wrong in interpreting this situation. Fine, but you took it so personally, as if it's like, how dare you insult? Come on, take it easy, guys. RAK is a great event. It's a great race. All the people, all, without a doubt, all the people, the volunteers, everyone is nice. It's just this one particular moment which was disturbing. One particular moment where you see a human being fall down and you see a guy who's dressed up as a doctor who's sitting there acting indifferent. So for me, I don't know, maybe he was not acting indifferent, maybe he was thinking, or maybe he was lost, maybe he had some worries, some concern. But I know one thing for a fact, then this you cannot argue. If it was a sheikh, if it was a VIP, if it was someone really big, he would have definitely got up. He would have definitely ran down there. He would have definitely been there, at least to show his presence and show his care. That you cannot deny. That you cannot say no. And fine, if all that you still say no, explain to me this. When the address hotel caught fire, why did the ruler of the country have to send his son? Why did he have to send his son? Why he doesn't love his son? Why he could have sat there and just watched the fire. No, they got involved. That is called being a leader. That is called showing love. That is called showing care. Okay? So this is what I have to say. Once again, I don't doubt the guy I don't know the guy. I don't doubt his character. Maybe he's a great guy, fantastic. But what he did there was wrong. The very fact that he did not act, that he did not show that he cared, for me, gave me the opinion that he's not a very caring guy. But like I said, one incident, maybe it was a mistake from his side or brain lapse or whatever. But for someone who's a leader, someone who wears a doctor's coat, someone who stands there to be identified as a doctor, I would expect much more from him. And yeah, like I said, had it been a VIP, had it been a sheikh, had it been someone big, I don't think he would have sat there. And you know it, and I know it. What I'm saying is true. So having said that, this was just a response. This was just me sharing my view, my opinion. Maybe I can be wrong, but it's my YouTube channel. Obviously, I have to share my views and opinions. So just my message to the doc. I'm sure you have a great team. I'm sure you must be a great guy. But it would be nice. It really would be nice if you wearing the doctor's coat, you also show that you care. I think if you had moved from there and done something, I would have had a greater opinion about you, much more, because it would show that you're a leader who really, really cares. So, like I said, maybe it was a bad day. So, just sharing my views and opinions. I just hope. So that's what it is. Loy from loymachedo.com and who's loymachedo.com sharing with you that incident that took place in RAK marathon. Like I said, once again, the fault is actually my friend's. He should have eaten. Chirag, next time, make sure that you have something, especially after the marathon. And that's what I wanted to say. Loy from loymachedo.com and who's loymachedo.com saying goodbye for now. Any questions, comments, anything, feel free to share. Goodbye.